The ArriveCan app now a scandal in Parliament, but many forgetting that this was actually the final straw when it came to COVID mandate policies. This went all over the news because of how much tax dollars were wasted, and wasted were they ever. ArriveCan process unacceptable, LeBlanc says, after scathing audit. This is the Global News reporting on this one. Government agencies behind ArriveCan repeatedly failed to follow best practices in development and now controversial application of what happened here was they gave away our tax dollars to a bunch of contractors that did no work. And this is, I mean, this is obviously the parliamentary language for this kind of thing, but there are calls for actual RCMP investigations into this. I know that there is an investigation, but let's have a serious one. Auditor General Karen Hogan released a long-awaited report Monday that blasted Canada Border Service Agency, CBSA, or the Public Health Agency of Canada, PHAC for short, and Public Services and Procurement Canada, the departments responsible for the ArriveCan. Overall, all of these agencies repeatedly failed to follow good management practices and contracting, development, and implementation of the ArriveCan application. The scathing report reads. Well, scathing would be perp-walks, and this is what a lot of Canadians are looking forward to in this and hoping that we might see something along these lines. This is theft of Canadian tax money at best. At best, when you put this down this way, it was really cronies in our government giving away our tax dollars through contracting to contractors that then just contracted it out to other contractors. This at a time when we have more government employees than we've ever had. It's amazing to me that none of them could do the job that is now being quoted that should have taken only they're saying $200,000 at best. Now, this was the man that is no longer around, but was in charge of the whole thing. The amazing Zoltan putting on Twitter saying a friendly reminder that this guy, Omar Algebra, was responsible for the Arrive scam app.
Canadian guy is saying, I can't wait to see you working at a shawarma shop soon. LOL. It's coming, buddy. And sure the shawarma shop owner will keep you in the back away from the public eye. Habibi, I don't know how you knew this, but I love shawarma.
I hope you do. I hope you do, but I hope you like it behind well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Now, this is on the House of Parliament floor just today, talking about this ArriveCan scam.
Opposition.
This Prime Minister and his Arrive scam are not worth the cost or the corruption. After yesterday's Auditor General revelations of corruption, waste, and mismanagement, I have written the RCMP asking them to expand their criminal investigation into the Prime Minister's Arrive scam. He has a track record of blocking criminal investigations. He tried to protect SNC-Lavalin from prosecution. He blocked the RCMP from investigating his illegal vacation to Billionaire Island. Will he stay out of the way, or will he again try to block the RCMP's criminal investigation into Arrive scam?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
COVID-19 pandemic was a once-in-a-generation, even once-in-a-century occurrence in which every decision we took was designed to protect Canadians' lives. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, even in a situation like that, there are rules that need to be followed, and we expect, and all Canadians expect, public servants to follow those rules, and we will, of course, encourage the RCMP to do its work, but it doesn't take politicians, even leaders of the opposition, to tell the RCMP to do their job. They do their job, Mr. Speaker, and they do it well.
We don't have a track record of that. We have a lot of we investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. Now, let's not forget what this app actually signified. When the app first came out, it was really implemented on people crossing the border all the time. Who were allowed to cross the border? Well, that was truck drivers. And yes, this app was the final straw for truck drivers in Canada, and they said, forget it. you know what? Instead of going across the border, we're going to go to Ottawa, and we're going to park our trucks, and we're going to say we're not leaving until this app and other COVID measures are gone. And this is largely what happened. We all know it as the Freedom Convoy. It was a thing that happened in Canadian history that will never, ever be forgotten. But some of the things that have been forgotten in recent times is other people that have suffered because of this. Now, this is Joanne Walsh. She, as well as many, many others, received fines for crossing the border and doing so completely legally and within all of their rights, crossing the land borders, wherever, crossing the border, coming back and refusing to use the ArriveCan app. Now, these fines were hefty in the excess of $6,000, and people were actually subjected to quarantine if they refused to, and they had agents come to their doors. And well, it really is unbelievable. Here's Joanne talking about this.
I got phone calls on a daily basis from the government, sometimes robot call, sometimes real people, telling me if I didn't comply, I faced a $750,000 fine or jail time. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe that this happened in Canada.
And across Canada, we're learning that all of these measures that they put in place were done ultra vires, as a legal term that I've just learned recently, which means outside of the law that they're allowed to use. And this is happening in provinces across Canada. And it's also happening because of, well, the emergency measures they use to take down truck drivers. Now, there was also people from within their organizations that were actually telling the truth about this stuff. CBSA says it's investigating border officers spreading COVID conspiracy theories online. Now, think of this when you're hearing about conspiracy theories from now on, because now all these conspiracy theories turned out to be conspiracy fact. And well, this was about Officer McNulty, and he was a hero. He was absolutely a hero. Oh, he still is a hero. He just does not work for CBSA any longer. Now, Noé Chartier doing a great job in journalism, pulling out all of these lists that were given by governments to take down having takedown requests on social media companies, which is, again, ultra vires. It's outside of their purview, outside of what they can do legally, but they did it anyway. Anyone familiar with former CBSA agent Patrick McNulty of the Avoid ArriveCan fame, what did he do? He told people what their legal rights were when crossing the border. He was using the, at one point, ex-border cop as his name and the real McNulty on Instagram, because CBSA tried to have posts from these accounts taken down for harassment and bullying. A government agency had tried to restrict someone's free speech. Well, Instagram didn't comply, and well, Instagram has been famous for not complying with some things, but unfortunately, those pages are no longer up. Probably due to Patrick McNulty taking them down. But this is one of the last correspondences that I could find, and this was him talking about getting fired.
By me doing what I did and speaking out against the ArriveCan application and just identifying myself as an officer and just illuminating a little bit of information that I had from the inside, wow. That caused a significant ripple effect, not because of anything that I did, but it was because of everything that you did. Every member of the public who decided to take a stand against this nonsense. It's because of you that it's gone. And not only is it gone, it's now being revealed to be what? A genuine scam. This is not a tagline. Arrive scam. No, this is real. And this is just one of the many scams that the government does. We're seeing these inflated prices, $54 million to develop an application that is so dysfunctional, it's unbelievable. It can be recreated in 24 hours for less than $1 million, right? So how did it get so high? This is what the government does. I want you to understand something. Government is a tax collection agency. That's what they are. And then what do they do with those taxes? They're like a money laundering agency for political fat cats at the top. And that's what we're seeing. Okay, so I can't speak about any of these political fat cats, directly or indirectly, at all. But I can talk to officers right now. And I can slow clap all of you. for doing precisely what I'm criminally charged with right now, harassing Canadian citizens for exercising their fundamental rights to come home, forcing them to participate in this tyrannical nonsense, and in many instances, tackling them, arresting them, scaring them, terrorizing them in front of their children, and for what? So a few people at the top could get rich.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what happened and what's coming out in this whole scam as the Attorney General releases this audit. Now, this needs to go into a full-on investigation in Parliament. Is this going to happen? Well, we're yet to see. But of course, you know, this is what the Conservatives and the official opposition are calling for.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
They do their job unless the Prime Minister blocks them from doing their job, like he did in his criminal offence, where he committed the crime of accepting a gift from someone who was seeking a government contract from him. He blocked the RCMP from investigating him. And, COVID-19 is something he saw as a once-in-a-generation opportunity to fill the pockets of his friends, whether it was the WE scandal, in which his family received $500,000, or whether it was Frank Bayless, or now the Arrive scam. Will he stay out of the way and let the police investigate him and his corrupt government in Arrive scam?
Spoilers, it doesn't answer that question. It's so fun. It's a wonder why they call it question period at all. You don't ever get any, well, I guess it's question period because you only ever get questions. You never get any answers to any of these things. But I'll leave this one with you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of all of this. Do you think actually the RCMP might step up on this one? Do you think this might break the coalition between the Liberals and the NDP? And do you think we might end up in an election over this? Or do you think this will just get swept under the rug like all the other scandals that Trudeau has survived? The Teflon hopefully wears off on this guy. I know his good looks are going out the window. Anyway, we'll leave this one with you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.